ROCHA FIRME Academy. Training for teachers and other professionals.
Instruct the wise, and they will be wiser still. Teach the righteous, and they will add to their learning. Proverbs 9, verse 9. This is the Teaching Skills Series, ROCHA FIRME Academy. Today's topic is teaching without misleading. Let me begin with a brief but interesting story told by best-selling author Robert Kiyosaki, entitled Man vs. Monkey. Years ago, there was a contest between a monkey and professional stock pickers. The monkey picked stocks by throwing darts at a dartboard that had names of companies as targets. The stock pickers used their education, training, and intellectual skills to analyze company values before choosing a stock. In the end, the results showed that the monkey won. How strange! What a dichotomy! In all truth, is it so surprising that the monkey won? This is why our subject matter today is teaching without misleading. All those professional stock pickers who were taught to pick stocks went against a monkey that had no education whatsoever, and they lost. What lesson can we learn from this? Every person needs leadership more than they do education. Every child needs leadership more than they do education. Let me explain. To educate means to lead out the gifts and talents of an individual. It is very possible that those individuals were taught very good skills, but they were never led. In other words, they were misled. Skills are a set of abilities that are performed well by an individual. There are probably two reasons why the individual would perform them well, and they are: 1. They were not merely shown the skill, but rather they were led to perform the skill according to their potential in that particular area. 2. They demonstrated an inclination towards that ability, to which leadership needed to be applied to for further development. What happens in our schools? We start and stop at teaching and hardly ever move to leadership. Teaching alone does not guarantee the process of learning. The next step in true education after teaching is leadership. We must teach without misleading. By the way, in our opening story, the monkey did not win because it had better training or skills than the professionals. The monkey was just as misled or worse than the professionals, but it won. Why? Because it was by chance. This is what this illustration is showing us. It was all by chance. Mainstream education is a game of chance. When true education bears no leadership, it becomes a game of chance. The professionals were left to chance as much as the monkey was because of mainstream education, because they were taught and yet misled. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it, says Proverbs 22 verse 6. We can see here that a child does not only need to be taught, but that they need to be taught in the way they should go. The way they should go implies that there is need for direction. There is need for leadership. The Message version of this verse says, "Point your kids in the right direction. When they're old, they won't be lost." Wow. To be lost means to be misled. So someone can be taught but misled. Yet another can be taught and well led. Let's look at two very important standards that can be used to teach without misleading our learners. Number 1, have and share a vision. As a teacher, when you generate a vision for your learners for the grade they are in, it convinces them of a reason and a purpose for all their actions in learning. There's a place to get to. There is an achievement to reach. To get to the next grade is too plain and weak for a vision. That is like having the grade explained but not experienced. Yet again, it's like they grew up but did not develop. The only thing that was explored was their time rather than their gifts and talents for their own development. That is what happens when a child simply moves from one grade to the next because their age or the year has changed. But who is to say if they actually learned? Your grade vision must be quantitative and qualitative. It must be compelling enough for the learners to want to apply their best thinking into it. The best way to generate a grade vision, a discipline vision, or lesson vision is to outline the objectives and outcomes and share them in the beginning of the year, the week, and or the lesson or activity. During the course of the teaching process, make mention of that vision in creative ways. If possible, print the vision and stick it up on the wall for all to see. This is why companies have vision statements, which assist them to measure and acquire excellent results. And since you are in the company of your learners, why not? After all, they will be leading a company of people as a corporation one day. Number 2, prepare your work and learners. A leading teacher knows to prepare because they have envisaged their activity and destination. If you don't know where you are going, how can you get there? If you don't know what to do, how can you get yourself ready? Mainstream teachers do what I call pseudo planning. Because the books and materials are so well laid out, and so is the school semester plan, then I'm ready for the year. No, you are not. What it is that you have been advised about the global plan, the master plan, but you need your own plan because you are the one who is going to execute the work. Another word for planning is preparedness. Preparedness creates room for the teacher to note and attend to the real needs of the learners on the ground and not just run through the school master plan like a headless chicken. The quality of your preparedness determines the quality of your outcomes and vision. Preparedness also facilitates in determining and pursuing priorities. To a certain extent, preparedness is appropriating the vision the best way possible to activity happening on the ground. Passion, drive, confidence, and even mere execution cannot beat preparedness because it streams from your vision. In summary, to avoid misleading learners, a teacher, along with his or her learners, must be guided by a vision, and they must be well prepared for the work that needs to be done successfully. As the teacher, you are the driver of that vision. Albert Einstein made an important statement. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. Your explanation should create a mental image in the minds of learners. No matter how good your intention is, to teach that is, if they have no direction, if they can't see where they're going, they're probably being misled. Instruct the wise, and they will be wiser still. Teach the righteous, and they will add to their learning. Proverbs 9 verse 9. We thank you for listening.